Hi there, this is Mr. Sand, and right now we're going to talk about limiting reactants. You've probably watched a few videos about like making sandwiches and so forth. I like to use the example of making cookies. If you think about how you make cookies, some people know right off the bat how they make cookies. Some other people need to be reminded what the ingredients are of cookies. But here are some kind of main ingredients. First, you need like flour. You need eggs. Um, like you need amounts of these as well, like 2 eggs, and you need like 1 cup, and you need what else do you need? What else goes into cookies? You need butter, like 2 sticks of butter. Butter. You need what else? You need like sticks, not slicks. Uh, what other things make the cookie dough? Well, you need chocolate chips, like maybe a cup, 1 cup chocolate chips. Let's just pretend that's it. Oh yeah, and milk. You need like 1 cup of milk. All right. Let's just pretend that this makes cookies. I've actually never made cookies from scratch before, so yeah, maybe you can tell me how to make cookies. Let's just assume now that you're making cookies, you're chugging along, and all of a sudden, oh crap, you've run out of eggs. You can't make any more cookies. Oh no. What do you do? Uh, I don't know. You have to go to the store and grab some more eggs, otherwise, you can't make any more cookies. So the thing that limits your product, which is the amount of cookies you make, is eggs. So that is what we call, in that case, if the eggs run out first, that is our limiting reactant. The reactant that runs out first, or the reactant which produces the smallest amount of product. That's another way of thinking about it. If you think about it, like if you say, okay, I've got this many eggs, 2 eggs, and let's just imagine everything else has infinite amounts of them. Like we've got infinite amounts of flour, butter, chocolate chips, milk, whatever else you use to make cookies. Oh, sugar, of course. We've got sugar. Let's say like there's 2 cups of sugar. I think that's it. Cookies are pretty basic. Right. Okay. Imagine you've got infinite amounts of all these other things. How much product could you make with just 2 eggs? Well, that's what limits your amount of product you can make. Those 2 eggs. Now let's compare that with, let's say, 2 sticks of butter, and you've got to you imagine that you have an infinite amount of all the other reactants over here and over here. Those that butter that will make it's a certain amount of product as well. So that way you can compare how much product you can make with just those eggs and how much product you can make with just that butter. So the one that makes the least amount of product is the one that's going to be running out first. So it is your limiting reactant. And we're going to go through some problems right now where we do just that. We see which one will run out first, or which one makes the smallest amount of product. So let's go through a warm-up problem, and I'll show you how to do this. So here's the warm-up problem right here. I'm going to take a screenshot of this so we can do some writing on it. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, there we go. We're going to need a lot amount of writing. Okay, so, right. Let's get this going, put this right here, and we're in business. Okay, balance the problem, and then determine the limiting reactant. So the first thing you got to do is you got to balance that problem, or that equation. So what I like to do is I like to get the most complicated molecule first. So in this case, maybe, I guess, I don't know, maybe it's this. Sure. Okay. How many C's? 1C, 1C over there. That's good. That's good. How many H's? There's 4 over here. There's 2 over. Okay, so I gotta do that. 2. Now that's balanced and that's balanced. How many O's do we got? We've got 2 O's over here, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 over here. So we need to make sure that this is 2, so that is balanced on both sides. Right? Right. Good job. Okay, now it's balanced. We can say that this has a 1 in front of it if we like. We don't have to write it, but we could. There's 1. Wrong. Okay. All right. So that means there's 1 CH4 going into 2 oxygen molecules, and that produces 1 CO2 and 2 water molecules. Okay, it says you start with 2.31 grams of CH4, methane, and 2.42 grams of O2, oxygen. What is the limiting reactant? So to solve this, you want to find out, basically, I'll just tell you what my thought process is here. You want to find out which one of these makes the least amount of product. So which one of these right here, this, I'll use different colors for these, this or this makes the least amount of product. Okay, so given this amount, how much product could it make? Given this amount, how much product it could make? And I could choose either one of these products to turn this into. I'm going to just choose CO2. Sure, I'm going to use CO2 for no reason, just because of the first one here. I could have chosen H2O. In other problems you'll see, you probably, if you have a choice, you probably want to choose the easiest one because you're going to have to figure out its molar mass eventually. So I'm just going to choose CO2. So I could have chosen this product or that product. It does not matter. I just need to choose one product that I turn both of these reactants into so that I can compare which reactant will make more of this product and which one will make less of this product. So just, again, I'm going to just plug this in and see how many CO2 molecules we can make with this amount of CH4 and see how many CO2 molecules we can make with this amount of O2. And if that doesn't make sense, well, we're going to go through it, and it should start to make sense as we go through this. Okay, so we start off with 2.31 grams of CH4, right? And I'm going to start off over down below. I'm going to do both of them at the same time. Let's see, 2.42 grams of O2. All right. So I take those grams of CH4, and I'm going to turn them into moles of CH4. So this is the amount of, really, it's moles of those molecules. So here we go. So how do I change this into moles of CH4 molecules? To do that, I've got to put the grams down below, and I've got to put the moles of CH4 molecules on top. Okay, so it's going to be 1 mole of CH4 is how many grams? Now, you know how to do this. At least you should by this point. You look up carbon, which is the C in CH4, and you look up the H's, which is the H in the CH4. And what I'm going to do right now is going to use my own calculator. And I'm going to use these values on ptable.com, which is a great website. You can use it for all your quizzes and tests. So here we go. 12.011 plus, you can hear my calculator clicking away right now, plus, and now I'm going to do parentheses, 4 times, and now what's the mass of hydrogen? It's 1.008.